Let's say I want to go the other way. This time I want to convert from an improper fraction to a mixed number. We use a strategy I call top dog in the house, which, here's a hint, it's just division. You just divide. Now, we worked on our division unit for a little bit, and we know that whenever we see a fraction, that the numerator always becomes the dividend. So in 14 thirds, all I'm really doing is 14 divided by 3. So I'm going to put 14 in the house. That's my top dog. It goes inside the house. And 3, which is my denominator, becomes my divisor. And then I just divide like normal. So 3 can't go into 1, but 3 can go into 14 4 times. 4 times 3 gives me 12. And when I subtract, I get 2. But here's the good news, because right now that 2 is technically a remainder. And I did say that remainders are dead. We murdered them. We cannot use a remainder anymore. But if I'm writing something in a fraction form, I don't use decimals in fraction form. So normally I would add a decimal and a 0, and then I would bring it down and keep going. But we don't use decimals in fraction form. So here's what happens. I'm actually done dividing. And when I put together my mixed number, my quotient becomes the whole number. My remainder becomes the numerator. And my denominator always stays the same. So the denominator becomes the divisor, goodness gracious, becomes the denominator. So really what I've created here, and I'm going to go this way because I've run out of room, is 14 thirds in mixed number form is 4 wholes and 2 thirds, 2 out of 3 pieces. And I could even check it, make sure I'm right by doing the Texas 2-step. So I would do 3 times 4, which gives me 12, plus 2 more, which gives me 14 over 3. 54 over 7, so again, 54, since it's the numerator, becomes my dividend. 7, because it's the denominator, becomes my divisor. Oh, and I'm drawing a blank here. No, I'm not. Okay, here we go. I got this. So 7 does not go into 5, but 7 goes into 54 a total of 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. I can't do 4 minus 9, so I have to borrow. My 5 becomes a 4, and this 4 becomes a 14. So 14 minus 9 gives me 5. And again, I don't use decimals when I create fractions, so I'm done dividing. I'm going to make my quotient the whole number, so 7. The remainder becomes the numerator, so 5, and my denominator stays the same, 7. So 54 sevenths as a mixed number is 7 and 5 sevenths. I have our next one, 18 over 2, or 18 halves. So 18, since it's my numerator, becomes my dividend. 2, because it's the denominator, is the divisor. 2 can't go into 1, but 2 goes into 18 9 times. And guess what? 9 times 2 gives me exactly 18. And you might be thinking, well, Miss Smith, if I have 19 and 0 over 2, that seems a little silly to write 0 over 2. You're right, it is. So every whole number has a secret fraction hidden behind it. It just has a numerator of 0, but that's silly to write. So my answer here is just 9. Our next one, 81 over 6. So 81, since it's my numerator, becomes my dividend. 6, because it's my denominator, becomes my divisor. And now I can divide. 6 goes into 8 one time. 1 times 6 gives me 6. 8 minus 6 gives me 2. And I bring down the 1. 6 goes into 21 a total of 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. When I subtract, I get 3. And again, remember, I can stop because I can write a fraction. So my quotient is my whole number. The remainder is my numerator, and my divisor is my denominator. So I get 13 and 3 6. But this can be simplified. My whole number stays the same, but 3 and 6 have the number 3 in common. So 3 divided by 3 would give me 1. 6 divided by 3 would give me 2. So I get 13 and 1/2 as my final answer.